What if the one thing standing between you and a better life was just two words? Not hard work, not money, not luck. Just two simple words, said with a sincere heart. Stay with this story because it might change everything. Welcome to Bright Tales, where every story holds a truth that can shift your world. In a vast, scorching desert where the sun showed no mercy and the wind carried only dust, there lived a small bird. Her life was one of quiet, relentless suffering. Sickness had taken her feathers, leaving her exposed to the burning heat. Her wings, once made for the sky, were too weak to lift her. She had no shelter to call her own, no guaranteed meal, no stream to drink from. Day after day, she moved slowly across the hot sand, not really going anywhere, just surviving, just enduring. She had almost forgotten what hope felt like. One afternoon, a white pigeon came gliding across the desert sky and landed nearby. The little bird gathered what was left of her strength and called out, "Brother, please stop, just for a moment." The pigeon landed gently and looked at her with kind eyes. "Sister, what has happened to you? Why does your face carry so much sorrow?" The little bird looked up at him. "Where are you going?" she asked quietly. "To heaven," the pigeon replied. Something stirred in the bird's eyes, a small, fragile flicker. She pressed her wings together like folded hands and spoke in barely more than a whisper. "Brother, if you truly are going there, please ask about me. Ask when this pain will end. Ask when the darkness in my life will finally give way to light." The pigeon looked at her for a long moment. Then he nodded. "I will ask. I promise you." And with that, he rose into the sky and disappeared. When the pigeon arrived at the gates of heaven, he was met by an angel whose presence was calm and ancient. The pigeon wasted no time. He told the angel everything, about the little bird in the desert, about her suffering, about her question. The angel was quiet for a moment. Then he spoke. "God has written 10 more years of hardship in her life. There is no joy waiting for her, not yet. Her trials are not finished." The pigeon felt the words land heavily. 10 years. He thought of the bird, small, featherless, barely holding on. If he returned with this news, would she have anything left to hold on to? "Is there truly nothing that can be done for her?" he asked. "Nothing at all." The angel considered this. Then, slowly he said, "Tell her this. In every moment, in every situation, whether she is in pain or peace, whether the sand burns her feet or the rain cools her face, tell her to say these words with a completely sincere heart. Thank you, God, for everything." That is her real test, not her suffering, her response to it. The pigeon carried this message back across the desert sky and found the little bird exactly where he had left her, small and still on the sand. He told her what the angel had said. Tell her this. In every moment, in every situation, whether she is in pain or peace, whether the sand burns her feet or the rain cools her face, tell her to say these words with a completely sincere heart. Thank you, God, for everything. That is her real test, not her suffering, her response to it. The pigeon carried this message back across the desert sky and found the little bird exactly where he had left her, small and still on the sand. He told her what the angel had said. She listened. She was quiet for a while after he finished. She didn't fully understand it, thanking God for pain, thanking God for loneliness and hunger and sickness. It seemed almost impossible, but she had nothing left to lose. And so she made a promise to herself and to something larger than herself. Whatever comes, I will say it. I will mean it. The very next morning, she stumbled and fell face first onto the burning sand. And from the ground, with her cheek pressed against the heat, she whispered, "Thank you, God, for everything." Later that day, thirst gripped her throat and she found no water anywhere. "Thank you, God, for everything," she said, and meant it, even through the dryness. When she looked down at her bare, patchy body and remembered what it felt like to have full feathers and strong wings, she still said it. "Thank you, God, for everything." Day after day, situation after situation, she said the words not as a performance, but as a genuine surrender, a decision to trust even when she could not see. And then, almost without her noticing, things began to shift. It started with her feathers. New ones grew in, slowly at first, then fuller and stronger than the ones she had lost. She stood a little taller. Her eyes, which had been dull for so long, began to hold light again. Then one afternoon, as she was making her slow way through the desert, the sky above her changed. Dark clouds rolled in from nowhere. The air turned cool. A strong wind swept through, bending the dry brush sideways, and then rain began to fall. Real rain, heavy and generous, soaking into the cracked earth around her. She stood still in the middle of it, head tilted upward, letting it wash over her. Where the rain fell, green things began to push up through the sand. A small pool of clear water gathered in a hollow nearby. Life appeared where there had been nothing. And the little bird spread her new wings, tested them once, then again, and rose into the sky. She could fly. She was well. She was whole. She was free. 10 days had passed. When the white pigeon flew through that part of the desert again, he almost didn't recognize the place. Green patches dotted the land. And there, soaring overhead with ease and laughter, was the bird he had last seen barely able to lift her head. He stared. Then he flew straight back to heaven. "What happened?" he asked the angel breathlessly. "You told me she had 10 years of sorrow written for her." 10 years. But it has only been 10 days. The angel smiled, the kind of smile that holds both mystery and deep certainty. "Yes," the angel said. 10 years were written, and 10 years were her path. But she changed it herself. When a soul says thank you to God in every situation, not just the beautiful ones, not just the easy ones, but the painful ones too, with complete sincerity, without resentment, without performance, it burns through what would otherwise take years. Her gratitude was not just words. It was a transformation of her heart. And so her 10 years became 10 days. Most of us, when difficulty arrives, ask the same question: why me? We look at our problems and we complain. We compare our struggles to others' comfort. We carry the weight of everything we don't have and forget to acknowledge what we do. And that weight, that constant inner protest against our own life, makes everything heavier than it needs to be. But gratitude works differently. Real gratitude, the kind that says thank you not because everything is perfect, but because you trust that something greater is at work, has a power that cannot be fully explained, only experienced. It softens what is hard. It opens what is closed. It has a way of turning 10 years into 10 days. From today, make this your practice. Whatever situation you find yourself in, difficult or easy, joyful or painful, try saying these words with a full heart. Thank you, God, for everything. Not as a ritual, as a genuine act of trust. And see what begins to change. If this story moved something in you, share it with someone who is going through a hard season right now. Subscribe to Bright Tales for more stories that carry real meaning. Until next time, stay patient, stay grateful, and keep moving forward.